Welcome back to Consumer Picks. A reliable water filter is one of the most important pieces of backpacking gear. You never want to gamble with untreated water. I tested 8 of the most popular backpacking water filters on trails across Peru, the US, and Iceland, comparing flow rate, weight, maintenance, and filtration performance. My top pick even outperformed heavier, more expensive models thanks to its reliability and ease of use. If you enjoy honest, hands-on gear reviews, subscribe, and let's start with number 8. Starting at number 8, the original Life Straw. And look, this thing is iconic. It's probably the first water filter most people ever heard of. But after testing it back-to-back with everything else on this list, it's clearly the weakest option here in 2026. The core problem is the design itself. You have to physically suck the water through the filter using your own lung power, straight from the source. That means you're putting your face right down near sketchy water. And I'll be honest, my own kid had the exact same reaction most people do the first time they see it in action. Pure horror. Beyond that, you genuinely can't use this to filter water for cooking, since it only functions as a straw you drink directly from. That's a real limitation on any trip longer than a day hike. Where it does earn its spot on this list is as a cheap ultralight backup, something you toss in the bottom of your pack in case your primary filter fails. It's small, it's inexpensive, and it works when you need it to. Just don't make it your only plan. At number 7, the Water Drop Filter Straw and Gravity Bag. And this is the budget value pick on our list. But it comes with a real asterisk. When this thing works, it works great. The large collection bag means fewer trips back and forth to your water source, and the flow rate out of the box is genuinely fast. I tested it on some sediment-free water from High Sierra sources and initially walked away impressed. The problem is consistency. After just a handful of uses, the flow rate dropped off noticeably, and while backflushing brought it back temporarily, it slowed down again shortly after. That's a pattern you don't want to deal with mid-trip. The plastic clamp on the tubing also feels cheap. It was genuinely difficult to pinch fully closed and just as annoying to release. For occasional backpackers who don't want to spend much, this still gets the job done. But if you're relying on a filter regularly, the inconsistency here is going to frustrate you. Coming in at number 6, the MSR Trail Shot, a hand pump filter with a hose designed for exactly one scenario: shallow water sources where you can't dunk a bottle. Alpine streams, trickles, anywhere a squeeze or gravity filter just can't get purchase. That's where the Trail Shot shines. It genuinely works well for that specific use case, and I used it on multiple day hikes where I intentionally carried less water, knowing I'd top off from a stream. But it does demand real hand strength. After pumping about 2 liters, your hand is noticeably fatigued, which makes it a rough choice for longer trips where you're filtering large volumes daily. My biggest issue, honestly, is value. For what this tool does, it's priced higher than filters that do more. Both the Sawyer and the Katadin Free, which we'll get to, offer better overall value for most trips. The Trail Shot earns a spot on this list because it solves a genuine niche problem well. It just doesn't compete as an everyday do-it-all filter. At number 5, the Katadin Free, and this is one of the lightest filters you can buy. Just 2.3 ounces for the whole setup. If you're trail running or doing aggressive day hikes where every gram counts, this is a serious contender. The flow rate here is the standout feature. This is the fastest flowing filter I tested, capable of 2 liters a minute, which means drinking from it feels basically identical to drinking from a normal water bottle. No real effort required. 2 things keep it out of my top tier. First, there are a real number of user reports of premature clogging, and while I didn't personally run into that issue during testing, it's common enough to be worth flagging. Second, and more practically annoying, is the 42mm cap size, which isn't the industry standard 28mm you'll find on smart water bottles and most other filters. If something breaks on a long trip, finding a compatible replacement bottle is going to be a real headache. Great for light, short trips, less ideal as your dedicated long-haul setup. Landing at number 4, the MSR Guardian. And this is the I need this to handle absolutely anything pick. It filters down to 0.02 microns, which means it's removing viruses, something most filters on this list simply cannot do. If you're traveling internationally to areas with genuinely questionable water, this is the filter that gives you real peace of mind. Despite being a pump filter, the Guardian actually has the best flow rate of anything in this test. It's self-cleaning in the field, which is a huge practical advantage. No fumbling with syringes or backflushing kits mid-hike. It screws directly onto a Nalgene bottle, so filling up is fast and straightforward. The trade-offs are real, though. It's heavy, it's expensive, and replacement cartridges cost nearly as much as buying the whole unit again. For most domestic US backpacking trips, this is genuinely overkill. You're carrying weight and cost you don't need. But for international travel or serious wilderness expeditions where anything could be in the water, the Guardian is worth every ounce. At number 3, the Grail GeoPress. This is the fastest, simplest purifier on this entire list. You fill the outer canister, press the inner canister down with your body weight, and in under 8 seconds you've got 24 ounces of clean, purified water. No sucking, no squeezing, no pumping. Using electroadsorption alongside an activated carbon filter, the GeoPress doesn't just remove pathogens, it also filters out heavy metals and bad odors and tastes, which matters a lot more than people expect once you're a few days deep into a trip drinking from questionable sources. It's genuinely durable enough to double as an emergency prep item at home, not just a backcountry tool. The one requirement is a flat, stable surface to press down on, since it does take your full body weight to operate. That's a minor inconvenience compared to everything it gets right. If you want speed, simplicity, and purification-level filtering in a single self-contained bottle, this is one of the best options you can buy in 2026. At number 2, the Sawyer Squeeze. At just 3 ounces, filtering down to 0.1 microns, and rated for an absolutely massive 100,000 gallons before replacement, the Squeeze is built for the long haul. What really sets it apart is the universal 28mm thread compatibility. It screws directly onto any standard soda bottle, meaning if something breaks in the middle of nowhere, a replacement is never far away. It works as a squeeze filter or a gravity filter, and in my testing, 2 liters took about 4 minutes squeezing or 6 to 8 minutes hanging as a gravity setup. The one real downside is cleaning. The backflushing syringe that comes with it is bulky, and you'll need it more often if you're pulling from silty or debris-heavy water. But on a clean water source, this thing can go a full week between cleanings. This is as close to a do-everything filter as exists, and it's why it's a mainstay on so many backpackers' gear lists. And that brings us to number 1, the LifeStraw Peak Squeeze. For solo backpackers and day hikers, this is simply the best filter I tested. Full stop. What earned this the top spot is the combination of water quality and durability. The 0.2 micron hollow core membrane produced some of the cleanest tasting water of anything in this test. And with a projected lifespan of 2,000 liters, double what most competing filters offer, you're getting serious longevity out of a genuinely compact package. You can drink straight from the source with the microfilter removed, or scoop and drink through the collapsible bottle. Both worked reliably in my testing. The only real maintenance note is that the small microfilter size means you'll want to use the included syringe periodically to keep flow rate optimal. That's a small price to pay for a filter this light, this durable, and this good at producing genuinely clean water. If you're backpacking solo or doing long trail days, this is the one to buy. That's our roundup of the best backpacking water filters of 2026. For solo trips, choose the Peak Squeeze. For groups, go with the Sawyer Squeeze or MSR Guardian. Links are in the description. If this video helped, leave a like, subscribe for more outdoor gear reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.